I mentioned earlier how I'm a big researcher. So when I got into kickboxing, I researched. Now in this case, it's on YouTube. So I'm searching for this and searching from this and following different, finding ones that kind of resonated with me and following them and watching how they did things and then mimicking what they did and learning from that. And so one of the areas that I focused on was how to throw kicks and the proper technique and strengthening exercise. And I watched the one fella, Gabriel's his first name, Varga, I think is his last name. He's actually Canadian. He's a world champion, a whole bunch of martial arts, kickboxing, all that kind of stuff. And he was talking about the proper mechanics and the proper techniques for throwing different kind of kicks. So I'm watching that and I'm going, okay, that makes sense. Got it. So I'm practicing that. And then I happened to watch another video about something else because research. And I'm watching this guy. Well, he does it a bit different, but it makes sense, right? And he explains why and how to do it. And then I watched this guy. Well, and his looks different than both of these. And again, he's explaining how to do it and why, and that makes sense too. I was reminded of two moments in my journey. The first one was right at the beginning, because when I stepped into the world of spirituality, to use a simple container word, I was a researcher. So I researched this and studied, and not just memorized, but studied the mechanics behind it, right? So not just the technique or the protocol or the practice, but why this person did this, why they suggested that you should do this, why they suggested this was the right way to do this. And it would make sense. And then, of course, in my research, I'd find somebody else, and their approach was like almost diametrically opposed to this first one, but it made sense too. So then my confusion came in when, well, which was the right one? And what I learned was they both were, and they neither were. Because it wasn't about finding the right one. It was about discovering, experimenting, and making my own one. Because there is no one right way. And then the second time in my life experiences, this is what a question I would often get asked from meditation students, Reiki students. They would say, well, I'm doing it this way. Is this the right way? And my response to that always was something like, well, how does it feel? Or are you getting results from it? And if the answer was yes, then I would say, well, keep doing it. Because that's your way. You see, we've been taught, and again, I'll use the word society as just a handy container word, the right way to do things. Now, notice how I said the right way, singular. We seem to be so focused on what is the one right way. Now, here's the interesting byproduct that happens when they, us, we, you, me do that. When we decide what the one right way is, we automatically create a myriad of wrong ways, plural, to do it. Have you ever noticed that? One right way. When we discover that, we automatically create all these wrong ways of doing it, which is a huge thing that we do to hamper our growth. First of all, because here's kind of two stages. We're looking for what is the one right way to throw a kick? And they would often say that this is the right way to throw the kick. These are the wrong ways to throw a kick. So then we are told this is the only way. Well, first of all, there isn't one only way. And second of all, even if it maybe is one of the only ways, it might not be your way. You see, that's the thing. And then so often when we discover the one right way, with the best of intentions, we often point out to all these other people, including society, points out to all these people how they're doing it the wrong way. And we forget the whole purpose of what we're doing in the first place. There is no right, there is no wrong. There is simply your way, or ways that you create that work for you. So quit trying to do things the right way, because there isn't one. There is just your way. What works for you? What feels good for you? What resonates with you? What's getting results with you and for you? That's all that matters. And then the aside to that is, then stop trying to help other people. Because you don't know what their right way is. We can share our techniques, we can share what we do, we can share why we do it, but then let all those other people figure it out for themselves, because that's their responsibility, just like it is yours. There is no right, there is no wrong, just your way.